Let's come to this now. The blame game is being played in KwaNdengezi in KZN. Residents say officials are cutting services deliberately and without any explanation. However, the municipality has hit back, saying residents themselves are to blame for water and power cuts. The community is now vowing to intensify protests in the area, and our reporter eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu is on the ground and joins us live now for an update. Manqoba, good morning to you, colleague. What's the very latest coming from KwaNdengezi?
Well, Tumelo, do understand this morning that the residents here have decided to actually suspend their protest, and this is because there was a meeting that was held here in the area last night where residents had then taken the decision to give the discussion that they're going to have and the meeting that they're going to have with the local councillor here on Sunday to discuss these particular issues. Of course, you recall that some of the issues that these community members have raised, Tumelo, is issues of electricity cuts in this area, which they say are really endemic. It's something that happens on almost daily in this community. They're saying that if it doesn't happen, it will then take another 2 days before the power cuts hit this area. They're saying that the reason they suspect that these power cuts are a plan of the municipality, or perhaps are done on purpose by the municipality, is because they happen at a particular time, around about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when the electricity will switch off in this community, and it will only return maybe towards 11 in the evening. Sometimes it doesn't return for days, and that's the reason why they then suspect that this could be the municipality switching off power to this community. But also the issue of water in this community, that's another problem that they've been facing, saying that there have been water shortages since the floods had hit this particular area. Recall, Tumelo, that this was one of the areas that was badly affected by the floods. There were quite a number of houses that were also swept away in this particular area. So a lot of infrastructure was damaged during the flood. So those were the main issues that these residents were actually raising yesterday. And they met with the local councillor. He did arrive to try and address them. So there was this agreement that they came to, that they're going to then be sitting in a meeting on Sunday to discuss these meetings and what exactly will be done to, as an intervention with regards to the electricity issue in this particular municipality. Recall that Tumelo, the councillor, had already indicated yesterday that he had made several requests to the municipality to try and have the water situation as well as the electricity situation sorted by the municipality. But he says that those requests have fallen on deaf ears. So he's going to give the community a feedback on Sunday as to what exactly the steps they will be taking going forward in terms of this issue. But we did hear also from the eThekwini Metro, Tumelo, saying that the residents actually are to blame for this particular problem that they're facing because of illegal connections that are taking place in this community. So we're still going to try and perhaps speak to the councillor just to get a sense of where to from now and what's going to happen with regards to those discussions and talks with eThekwini municipality, and whether at all there will be a solution to this impasse, because these residents are saying that if the power does switch off again, they won't hesitate to go back to the streets.
Yeah, just yesterday when we were, of course, talking to you, Manqoba, we could see, burning tires, protesters, chanting. Any of that this morning, or is it more of an engagement process that's taking place right now, and they will await the results of that engagement before, of course, proceeding to whatever next steps they take?
Well, Tumelo, it's relatively quiet today. In fact, I'm just going to ask my colleague Manqoba just to give you a shot and just to show you where this protest was happening yesterday. Tumelo, of course, you remember that this is one of the roads that was barricaded by burning tires as well as rubble by those protesters, and there was really no movement at all. The traffic had been stopped and they was unable to move at this particular point, and there were several roads here in the township that had been closed. And what you're seeing this morning, Tumelo, are remnants of that protest. You can still see that there's still some debris on the side of the road, which tells you just of that protest that took place here today. But of course, we do understand, Tumelo, that there is that engagement that is going to take place. And so for now, it's just back to the drawing board for this community as they meet with the councillor to try and find a way forward and to try and see perhaps if there is a resolution that will help them in terms of the electricity and water problems. You recall, Tumelo, that the mayor, or the deputy mayor rather, Philani Mavundla, did indicate indicate that the water problems are as a result of the power issues here in this community, because even the water, where the water is, the water treatment centers, or where the water is being treated and sent to this community, they use power in order to do that. So if there is an electricity cut in this area, this will then automatically affect the water supply as well. So we do expect also to hear from eThekwini Municipality, because the mayor, the deputy mayor had indicated that they also want to come to this community to talk to the community about this particular issue and a way forward as to what will happen.